Welcome back to Mega Man X8. Alright, so what's the situation today?
Good work out there, X.
Good hustle.
Zero looked awfully down in the dumps.
Oh, are you worried about him, Lair?
No, not really.
I don't care about Zero.
I'm just concerned about the overall welfare of the team. That's all.
Zero's been used before by Sigma to create a virus.
It was
He's
real
upset that
messed
his
up,
data
Lair.
was used in an attempt to destroy the world.
Oh my. Poor Zero.
He shouldn't blame himself. The problem's already been solved anyway.
Yep, no more
Sigma
Awakened
may be involved in
Zero.
this new
It's
threat
all
as well.
fine.
Zero wants to take care of him for good this time. So do I.
Do you also hate Sigma that much, Lair? I hope you do. This is kind of a We Hate Sigma club. Axel's in on it too. Alright, so, hey, remember that time we went to the internet and had to do like a series of mini challenges as a stage? Remember Cyber Peacock? Well, this is sort of like that, but also a little bit more so. This is Optic Sunflower. He poses like he's Dio. So, we're going to start out...
You'll have to complete training
We're going to
sessions
start
for
out
each
with
area in
Alia
order to move
saying
on.
things.
The next area may change depending on how well you've completed the previous one.
Yep, okay, just spelling it out right here. So yes, that's how this stage works, but we're actually going to start with, I think, one of the harder challenges of the stage. It isn't difficult in of itself, and in fact, you can actually get to the second rank pretty easily. As you can see down there, we get a tally of the number of enemies we've destroyed. It's currently red, which means our score is not good enough, and we would take the lowest route in the stage, starting out. However, like I said, this one has multiple results. So you can get sort of the mid result if you get, I think it's like 70 of these guys. And it's like 90 if you want to get the absolute best result. The thing is, in order to get the absolute best result, you need to have the pattern memorized. Now granted, it is a set pattern. However, the sooner you destroy everyone in a group, the sooner they spawn in. Which is why... yeah, it's 90. Anyway, the prime strategy for that one is to destroy those guys before they're even on screen, as much as you can. Otherwise, they just do not spawn fast enough to get the best score. So, for this first run, I'm going to be trying for the, well, I'm going to be succeeding at the best of each result. So you're definitely going to want to use special weapons for this. That is absolutely how you're going to destroy these quickly. However, X and Zero are the characters I've chosen for this stage.
X, can you hear me?
I know, there's a few advantages to X and Zero. But mostly I have them here for the sake of... you know, I've had a pattern for this game. I like switching between the characters, even if that means I miss a few capsules as X. Though, since I have X here, he will be able to get his capsule for this stage. Right, so I'm actually going to use the Giga attack here, because it's actually really damn useful. The main challenge for this one is just destroying this guy fast enough. You don't get a lot of time, and it's very easy to die if you overextend yourself trying to kill him within the time limits to get a good score. So I kind of just went all out and smashed him up with my best abilities. Just got my explosion attacks. This one's also tricky, so I'm also going to Giga attack this one. So, as I started to say earlier, X and Zero are all well and good, but Axel, I think, is actually consistently the best one for this. Just because his weapons can be really good, you know, they're very specialized when you go for the, weird ones, but also... the fact that he just has unlimited ammo for, I want to say, most of them, or at least the ones that count. The fact that he can't have unlimited ammo does make him really good for these.
Form new kinds of charge attacks. Equip this new ability and board the capsule X.
Right, so it's a good thing I've gotten everything I need a Giga Attack for out of the way, because now we're getting parts of the other armor, which is blue. So yep, now I can't use the Giga Attack anymore.
Weapons of war like this, X. I really do.
Alright, so yeah, we've got that, and now the set's incomplete. But thankfully, I think the hardest challenges are behind us. This stage was not the most fun to do, just because practicing it is kind of a pain, but I think they front-load all the really tough challenges, so as long as you're able to beat these, you should be fine. Like, that last guy was pretty easy. Even if you only have X and Axel, you don't necessarily need the Z-Saber to make the shrinking guy easy. Oh yeah, this guy. But yeah, these guys have so much less health than the ones that were just, like, out and about. Like, it's so weird that the guys in the actual vehicles are just so weak in comparison, but yeah, no. That's really the saving grace of this stage.
You found a rare metal. With it, you can make a new chip.
Also,
Be sure
if
to
you're
stop by the
wondering,
lab when you get
yes,
back to
you
the
do
Hunter
get
base.
a rare medal depending on your results. If you get all of them perfectly, which is what we're going to do, you get one of them. And then if you get at least 5, but not all of them, completed perfectly, then you get a different rare medal. So let's see. This one, though, I don't think has a time limit because it's Vile. There can be a different mini-boss here.
Why don't you just give up now and get it over with? The world as you know it? Mavericks? Kiss it all goodbye!
I mean, I'd love to kiss Mavericks goodbye, but, you know, I can't.
We were built for.
Right, so I think simply the act of fighting Vile makes it good enough for you to proceed, because there's no timer, and I don't think I did the best at this. This is a slightly more cramped room than the last Vile fight we had, but I still feel like this is kind of easy in comparison to the first time we fought him. Of course, I'm not really canceling the shots like I was hoping I would, but yeah, that was way easier than the first one, because he used different attacks.
Your turn, Roger!
And now we're on the last one, which also doesn't have a timer. Well, first we have to do an actually pretty difficult, platforming section. Yeah, this one's incredibly lethal. It's so easy to die there. Right, so anyway, this one doesn't have a time limit, so I think this is also just a case of, like, if you beat it, and that score is good enough. Though, this boss does take a while, he has many layers. Anyway, though, in the meantime, I guess now that we've finally gotten the second armor, or part of it anyway, I should mention, I don't think I mentioned that the red armor is called the Icarus armor, and this one is the Hermes armor, or part of it. We have a very, very tiny amount of the Hermes armor. But now, another interesting thing to note is, I do really like this design insofar as the fact that it ties in really well with the ultimate armor. So usually the ultimate armor is just a fancy big armor for X that, you know, looks cool enough. Ultimate armor in this game, of course, looks pretty similar to everything else, except it's purple, primarily. Since, you know, we've got blue and red armors, yeah, that one's purple because it's sort of a combination of the best aspects of both of these armors. So I think that's actually pretty cool. I like how they did this. What I don't like how they did, though, was the results for this stage. So unfortunately, I'm going to need to replay this one, because even if you do everything right, you only get one of the medals. They don't get you the second best one as well.
When you get back to the Hunter base.
So yeah, I have to redo this one and do a little worse at it. But I can't do too badly, or else I miss out on something good.
X, can you hear me?
I can. Somebody really likes redecorating. Alright, so we've got the room switch boss, good to know. So here's a boss I'm particularly bad at. I could not get a particularly good run in all of my attempts. It's a sunflower!
X, since you've made it this far, you must have figured it out. You must have an inkling as to what we're after here.
You Mavericks! You're under Sigma's control, aren't you?
No one can control us. You old models cannot even begin to comprehend my masters, our greatness!
I didn't mean to say that, that was a Freudian slip. Alright, so Optic Sunflower is voiced by Eleanor Holtz, so same voice actress as Lumine, who's still kidnapped. Anyway though, I'm supremely bad at this. That attack is easy enough to dodge. The platforms are pretty small, so it's a little bit difficult to necessarily get protection from that beam. But I'm still just so bad at doing that. I'm also bad at dodging him when he crops up. Someone's having fun. I will say the head upgrade does help here, because I can get a little bit of damage in, if I'm daring. It's not the best idea because there are a lot of lasers all the time. Oh, speaking of lasers, here's an orbital laser, fuck you. Right, so I'm very bad at dodging this attack. It's one of those, it hones in on you, and you have to dodge it last second, but god, the timing on it is actually pretty tight. You probably can, X, and very easily. Yeah, I'm just straight up bad at dodging that last laser as well.
Here we go!
No.
Let's do it!
Yeah, you better put your hands up and surrender. So yeah, there's a very, very sloppy iteration of this boss. That was one of the better runs I did. It wasn't that good, but this is a surprisingly long one. It kind of takes a hot minute to do this boss. More so than you would think, or at the very least it feels like a long time. Also, there's Ray Gun, that one's incredible. Ray Gun's one of the best weapons in the game for Axel, I think. I mean, I don't use them too often, I've kind of slipped back into Buster Primary. In the more unfamiliar games, but that's a good one. Do kind of wish I could break out of that. I actually really like Axel's weapon set. Anyway though, so what do we have for items? Well, the reason you want to get all 8 of those completely, perfected or whatever, is you get the Metal Generator as your reward for getting a good rank on all of those. Now, Metal Generator isn't going to make you rich or anything. You're not just instantly going to be able to buy whatever you want just from a little while with it. But it's not bad. It's something I wish I could have picked up earlier, because it just generates metals as you walk. Yeah, every few steps you take, you get more money. But unfortunately, that's a really hard stage to tackle early game, so I don't think it would have been viable to do that anyway. Kinda damned if you do, damned if you don't on this one.